It's barely November, but how big was this win for the Lakers?
I thought it was a big time win. It was a great win. LeBron James was absolutely sensational. Let's give the man props where it's due. To be approaching 39 years of age in his 21st season, that alley-oop from Austin Reeves brought the house down, no doubt about it. It was something special to behold. But his overall performance was just spectacular, and he was not alone. Anthony Davis showed up. I've been on Anthony Davis. Let's give him some love. He's been a model of consistency thus far this season, at least for the most part. Really pleased with his impact. Couple of key pivotal blocks, particularly down the stretch. No doubt about that. Got to give him love. And you look at a guy like Austin Reeves struggling offensively, but then finding his groove and finding a way to make an impact and to make plays. Can't say enough about Christian Wood. He came in, and I thought that he made a big-time contribution as well. We got to give him some love. And so I just look at it from the standpoint of what did I say about the Lakers offseason. I applauded Rob Pelinka. I applauded Jeannie Buss. I applauded the organization because they kept everything intact. The addition of Gabe Vincent, although he did not play last night, you see him, you see Christian Wood, you see Jackson Hayes. He had a key block as well, and he's a Skywalker. You see the additional big bodies that will prevent Anthony Davis from having to play the five and having to subject himself to a level of physicality, you know, in terms of going up against some of the bigger dudes in the National Basketball Association. I loved what I saw. And then last but not least, psychologically, Big Perk, for me, you can't be losing 11 straight to the Los Angeles Clippers. You had to you had to address this game with a level of urgency. You down 19 early, you come back and stuff like that. And I love what I'm seeing from the Clippers. I'm not worried about them. Paul George, you know, that brother's locked in just like he promised me he would be. He is locked in, big time performance on him. Wrong play to get himself fouled out and stuff like that. If Paul George had been in that lineup in overtime, it might have been a different outcome. We know what Kawhi Leonard is capable of. Russell Westbrook is not getting enough love for how he has played as a Clipper. I'm going to keep saying, keep beating that drum. Russell Westbrook, whatever you want to say about him when he was with the Lakers, that is not the Russell Westbrook that has been with the Clippers. He's been great. But with all of that said, that's what made the victory that much more significant because the Clippers had the arsenal in order to take the Lakers out, and the Lakers didn't fold. They stayed the course. They handled their business. This Lakers team, they got a chance. They got a chance.
Well, number one, I don't disagree with nothing that you said. You're 100% accurate. Okay, number two, this is why LeBron James is the GOAT, because your GOAT wasn't doing this at 38 years of age. Okay, that's number two. Number three, it was the best win of the Lakers for the Lakers this season in this short season. When I think about guys like Austin Reeves, and I think about a guy like Cam Reddish, right, that went out there last night in the starting lineup, performed on both ends of the floor, did what he needed to do. I saw a level of confidence. And when I see that level of confidence, that's what LeBron James brings out of people, the best out of people. When I think about Anthony Davis, and I know, I heard you and Shannon, I believe it was, on Monday or Tuesday, one more from AD offensively. But what AD has been doing on the defensive side of things, the way that he's been anchoring that defense, rim protection, cleaning the glass like a fresh bottle of Windex. I mean, right now, he's one of the top candidates in this short season of making a run for Defensive Player of the Year. So it was the best win for the Lakers last night, especially because the Clippers had them been having them in their back pocket for quite some time. Now, this is a point I want to make. That damn LeBron James. Stephen A., we've been over the last 3 or 4 years since I've been working at the network, we have been searching and trying to find a new person to take over the throne of being the face of the league. And we can't put a finger on that yet. You know why? Because LeBron James is still the face of the league. And he proved that last night. Playing for one of the most historical franchises to ever exist in the Los Angeles Lakers, but to continue to do what he's doing right now, putting up those numbers, winning games, being clutch down the stretch, putting this team on his back, although we want him to pass the torch to Anthony Davis, and he's tried to pass the torch to Anthony Davis, but he is still the #1 option, and he's still the face of the league. See, Molly, Stephen A., a lot of people will say, oh, the face of the league is the best player in the game. No, the best player in the game has switched up over the last 10 years, or 5 years. You have to, if you're the face of the league, this have to be a long-term thing. And right now, I don't see anyone taking this away from LeBron James until he decides to hang it up.
Well, let me tell you something that I think is going to shock you, that I think that you'll end up agreeing with once you hear my point. It's not this. What I will say, the first thing I'll say before I get into what I just mentioned is this. I was so impressed and so moved by LeBron James' performance last night. What you started talking about with the GOAT and all of that stuff, I'm not going to debate you on that. I'm not going to disrespect that man by bringing up that debate today. You know how I feel about MJ. It ain't changing, but this ain't the day to be arguing against LeBron James. He was spectacular last night. There's just no way around it, okay? That's number one. Number two, this is what I think you're missing about LeBron James. In terms of being the face of the league, LeBron James is so phenomenal that not only does he embrace being the face of the league, you have greatness within the league that defer to him and are perfectly fine with stepping back and letting him be the face of the league. You have people who don't even want to compete with him being the face of the league because they understand that he brings far more to the game than just basketball. And they may not want to embrace all that would come with that, the scrutiny, the level of vitriol, particularly in this divisive world that we're living in. They don't want that.